some in studio, we've got some online. I'm actually sitting in a chair primarily because I wanted to have something that was within your gazing point. Because what we're doing for our meditation today is called Trataka, Trataka, which is a Sanskrit word that means gazing. So if you have something close by, something handy that you would like to gaze at, please feel free to insert here, wherever that is. But there is actually two types of Trataka. One is the internal gazing point. The other is the external gazing point. I wrote these down because these are not Sanskrit words that I usually use. So I wanted to make sure that I said them properly. So the Anataranga is the internal gazing point. And in that practice, what we want to do is we want to call up the image that we are internally gazing. Then we can have our eyes closed or softly blurred with them open if that feels more comfortable, gazing from this internal concept, almost more of a visualization. Whereas Baharanga is the external gazing point. This one is usually introduced as the precursor in terms of our meditation practice because it's easier for many of us psychologically to gaze outward than it is to gaze inward. So one last caution before we begin our meditation practice. This will be done in relative silence. But if you know that you are being treated or are at risk of any psychological, principally hallucinations, that is not considered in line with this practice because of the introspection that the gazing can do. So if you are healthy, you are treated, then please feel free to practice along. If at any point what we're doing doesn't feel safe, come back to your body, your contact with sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, and choose wisely where you go next. I've never had anyone have a psychotic break, but it's always good practice to indicate the risk. So find your firm foundation, feet, sits bones, maybe even reclining onto your spine, right? Capture a breath and let it go. Breathe. Breathing is always the precursor to meditation. Asana is the precursor to pranayama, breathing. And that doesn't mean that we have to do a complicated asana. It just means we want to mindfully choose the position, the posture, and in this case, a place of steady stillness. Scan the body from head to toe, from right to left, from in to out, and just open yourself to what you might find without judgment. If there's an area that feels congested or held, you might relax and release. There is an area of the body, physically or emotionally, that feels tender, perhaps even sore or with pain. Can you call upon your compassion, your empathy for yourself? Adjust your posture as you may need and deepen the breath. Allowing the exhale to take a little longer than the inhale. This helps to shift the neurological system, bringing us into resting, digesting, easeful healing. In the next 3 to 5 breaths, choose your Trataka, your gazing, internal, external, eyes open or closed, but softly blur the vision as the eyes remain open. Trataka is meant and has been noted to not only help to bring us into a calming, easeful state. It's also been known to improve eyesight. Why? There's lots of hypotheses why. In the sense that when we can relax the muscles to see without seeing, to engage without effort, this is the precursor to the bliss. From ease, we slide into ease. Ease of being with, ease of allowing, welcoming the union, the oneness of connection. Your mind should wander from the vision, from the point of focus. No judgment. Notice and call it back. Maybe it's a blinking, maybe there's a swallowing, a reestablishing of the intention to just gaze. Nothing required, no expectations. A being with yourself, with this Trataka, this gazing image, this breath.
Notice the breath. Notice the effort that might be required to stay in this practice. The attention and the intention aligning in this meditation. As a practice of any kind becomes more familiar, it becomes more comfortable, sustainable, endurable. So if you're new to Trataka, if you're new to meditation, if you're new to quiet, honor that with compassion. We begin where we are. And even if you're not new per se to this practice, every practice is a beginning again. So whatever shows up, internally or externally, we welcome it without judgment. Invite it, perhaps, to sit with us. As we redirect our attention back to the intention of the practice. Well done. Release the gazing. Come back into your breathing. Come back into your body. Notice the consequences of your practice, which might be subtle, might be gross, might be inarticulate. Yeah. Maybe let out a vocal exhale, sigh. As we close this practice, receive this blessing. May you breathe deeply. May you move freely. May you labor lovingly, so you may live vibrantly. Namaste. Namaste. Welcome. So glad to have you.